Hey guys, Ben here. Now this will probably be September's video, and I'm also going to be doing some updates during this video, or while I work on this laptop, so just bear with me on this one because you're going to be in for a bumpy ride with Ben Kleinberg. So yeah, so I wanted to do some updates on the channel, updates on my life, my financial crisis, and so on and so forth. So first of all, before we start, let's get the technical aspect out of the way. We've got a Dell Inspiron 640M, basically the same as the Inspiron E1505, just with some minor port differences. If you want that Windows Vista Business license code, pause the video and it's yours. I have no use for it. I will not be installing Vista on here. In fact, we're not even going to touch Vista on here. So let's get started. What's wrong with this laptop, you ask? Well, missing keys, loose screen. It currently has, I think I may have introduced this laptop in a previous video. Oh, geez. Did I seriously just break the screen with that? Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't. That's called Ben being careless. Okay, I think the screen's okay. Oh my gosh, if I had broken the screen. Okay. Well, that's going in the gag reel. Anyways, problems with this laptop. Missing keys, loose screen hinge, Pentium dual-core CPU that's going to be upgraded, and of course, a crappy mechanical hard drive. How are we going to fix that, you may ask? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the CPU to a nice Core 2 Duo T7200. We're going to SSD this bad boy, and we're going to reinstall a more fitting operating system on here, Windows 7. But remember, this is a Dell Media Direct laptop, so we're also going to attempt to install Dell Media Direct on here. No guarantees that it'll work, but we'll find out. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, now the good thing about these, oh yeah, and I also forgot, wow, apparently, yeah, so this is the problem when you rush to get to the updates part. Yeah, I also got a new keyboard for this laptop. I think this is a Czech keyboard, if I'm not mistaken, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. There's the layout. I don't care anyways. This laptop's going to get sold anyways, so I really don't care what kind of keyboard I put in it, but whatever. If someone in the Czech Republic buys it, I don't really care. Anyways. Let's get started, and then I'll go ahead and update you on my life. I'm pretty sure you've seen me repair a computer about 50 billion times. What I will say I do like about this computer is how easy it is to upgrade. For instance, I'll show you, like, everything is literally behind a door, so even the CPU, and that's what we're going to start with. Now, let me just, now this is going to be kind of an update video because September is usually when I do update videos, August, September, so to speak, so this computer repair video is brought to you by Ben Kleinberg's erroneous updates, but anyways. So here's my update. Yes, I'm still going through my financial crisis, and I do have a girlfriend now, for those who were wondering. Yes, believe it or not, Ben Kleinberg has a girlfriend. You never thought it would happen in 10 million years, but yes, it did finally happen. And she lives out in... Well, I shouldn't tell you that. What am I saying? Geez, Ben, get with the program. Yes, I can tell you her name is Carrie Davis. I can tell you she lives in California. Jeez, Ben. Want to give any more information there? I'm getting overexcited. Anyways, the point is, so the idea is this. I do have a girlfriend now. I am officially in a relationship. And I will say it's been blossoming rather quickly here. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but I'm just going to say the relationship has really gotten pretty far within the couple months we've been dating, at least at the time this video is being recorded. And I'm really pleased to have this person in my life. Again, I won't mention names right now. I mean, I've mentioned you on Instagram before, but I won't mention you right now on video because, well, you know, this is a YouTube video and, well, you know, I don't think it's quite the right time. But anyways, but ideally we are looking at moving out of the country. Now, I know in past videos I had said I was looking at Israel, but obviously because of what's going on in Israel, I've sort of shifted gears a little slightly. Just make sure I'm actually in the viewfinder here. Let's not get distracted, shall we? Anyways, we're looking at Portugal. Long story short, we're currently in the process of learning Portuguese. Eu falo pouco de português. You can tell my pronunciation is probably butchered badly, but there you go. Anyways, but yeah, so we're in the process of looking to move to Europe within the next couple of years. I mean, everything's going well in my life. I mean, it's just, but you know, it's like how I'll go as far to say, and then I'll get back to talking tech and the future of this channel. It's like Marty McFly once said, you meet the right girl, it just hits you like lightning, you know? And wow, there's some dust in there, isn't there? To clean that out. But anyways, so in essence, I'm hoping to be in Portugal within the next 2 to 3 years, God willing, because I do have a job that most likely will allow me to work remotely, and and if not, you know, you can always get a remote job. There's plenty of remote jobs on Indeed. But I'll be honest, you know, I've gotten to the point where, you know, I'd like to be a small business owner, and quite frankly, you know, I'm kind of like Luke Morse. For those who don't know, he's a gamer who moved from the U.S. to Japan due to lack of jobs in the U.S. and just struggling in the U.S., quite frankly. And I would like to be kind of like him, and you know, instead of moving to Japan though, because you know, because of my heritage and whatnot, I would like to move to Europe. And I was really looking at Portugal, because Portugal has a lot of options for digital nomads, and plus it's a hot spot for you know, American expats. And so I thought, why the heck not, right? And so did my girlfriend. So again, though, this is all preliminary talk. We haven't really begun, you know, the actual major plans, etc., etc. But I will say that, you know, the plans to move out of the United States of America have officially begun, because just because of current events, you know, just because, you know, what's been going on, and current events. What am I sounding like when the pandemic started? Anyways, but basically, yeah, just because of what's been going on in the country, my girlfriend and I haven't been happy with it. Basically, my whole family hasn't been happy with it, and we really just don't want to be. We really just don't want. My girlfriend and I have decided that we really just don't want to raise a family in the United States, and I think some people on here can relate. Some people on who are watching this channel can relate, mainly just because, you know, it's just. The U.S. has changed a lot, and I'm not trying to be anti-American here, and I certainly am not trying to offend anybody here, but I will say that the U.S. has changed in a way that my girlfriend and I just aren't happy with, and so that's why we're looking at options elsewhere. And that's about all I'll say. Because I don't want the FBI to, you know, come after me for making anti-American comments or something like that, but, you know, the point is, you know, we're just not quite satisfied with what's going on in the country at this time, and we're looking at plans to, you know, we're just looking at alternative options. We're looking at, but we're definitely not giving up our U.S. citizenship. I mean, I'll be honest, because one of the options we looked at was going to Spain, but as some may know, Spain does not allow dual citizenship, and we do not want to give up our U.S. citizenship. We just want to be dual citizens. So, in essence, we're just, but we probably would spend our lives overseas, and it's just one of those things where, you know, sometimes, you know, you gotta do what your heart tells you, and you just gotta make difficult decisions, you know, when things arise. Because the fact of the matter is, and I think a lot of people watching my channel will agree, and especially after going through this financial crisis, which is still ongoing as of today. It's August 14th for those who are wondering. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going through this stupid financial crisis, and I have a job that some could consider for a single person, well, at least, or even a person who's in a relationship and doesn't live with anybody, a high-paying job, and I'm still having financial trouble. So that's another reason that leads me into the next topic, is to how I'm going to start switching this channel doing more gaming videos on this channel, because I simply just cannot afford to buy computers anymore. I've seen that it just drained, at this point it's draining my bank account, and I just, you know, like I said, you know, I'm not saying, you know, like, oh, my salary's a joke or anything like that, because, you know, but the thing is, it's just with how difficult it is to live in this country, and how everything's, you know, inflation is through the roof, you know, and I'm without getting political, of course, I'm just going to say it, you know, it's very difficult to live in this country these days, and I think until I'm making a ton more money, I just don't think I'll be able to do these computer videos as frequently as I have been doing. And I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say, oh, I'm not gonna make computer videos anymore. But I definitely need to cut back on the number of computers I buy, the number of computers I demonstrate on this channel, because it really is taking a toll on my bank account, and I just cannot afford to be spending the kind of money I've been spending. So that's why last August, I will be honest, I made the update video saying that I was going to be shifting more to gaming related videos, mostly for the reasons I just, you know, described, which is, you know, financial difficulties. You know, I've just been having a lot of freaking financial trouble, and you know, it's a shame, because I really do enjoy making videos for you guys, but the problem is I just am having trouble affording, you know, to make the materials needed to make the content. So that's why personally I'm looking to shift more towards gaming for my channel, because I have quite a game library, at least I did, until I had to sell most of it because of, well, you guessed it, financial difficulties. But, you know, the thing is, I'll be honest, you know, the thing is, I do, you know, want to continue to make content. I do want to continue to be a YouTube creator. I just, you know, I'm going to have to cut back on, you know, my expenses. So I hope you all understand what I'm going through and why I'm having to make these cutbacks. But, you know, the good thing is, it's, you know, my channel is not going anywhere, let's just put it that way. I'm not quitting YouTube, I'm not gonna, you know, terminate my channel because, oh, YouTube, whatever, you know. I'm definitely keeping my YouTube channel, because I've been on YouTube since 2008, and I want to continue making videos, you know. I mean, not, you know, like I said, for those who don't know and are new to my channel, I do YouTube primarily for fun. I do not do it for financial gain or monetary gain or anything like that. I do YouTube strictly for fun. And I am adamant about that. Mainly because I just don't really feel that it's, you know, it's really not something I feel like I could do as a full-time career. I've seen YouTubers go under, quite frankly. And it's just, I won't mention names, of course, but the thing is, it's just, I just don't think I could do YouTube full-time because of just my schedule, and, you know, it's not really something I want to do as a full-time job. You know, I'd rather, you know, honestly, to be honest with all you guys, I'd rather be my own boss. I'd rather have my own business and, you know, just sort of, you know, go into, you know, do IT for the rest of my life. No, don't take that the wrong way, but, you know, basically be an IT guy for the rest of my life. And wow, would you look at that? The CMOS battery is actually a standard CR2032. Well, I'll be. I have not seen that in a laptop in a while. Well, dang. If I had known that, I would have more CR2032s on hand. Well, good thing is we can always, I can always buy more, but I don't have any spares on me at the moment. Whoopsie. Wonder if the Inspiron E1505 is like that. Well, anyways. So just as a heads up, my channel will slowly be, you'll either see one of the following. I'm going to try to get more gaming videos up. I'm actually looking to getting into playing more games, like on weekends and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that. But in other news, and wow, this is the wrong keyboard. Thank you, whoever the seller was, for sending me the wrong keyboard. And they claimed it was for this model. Don't you love getting ripped off, kids? Well, at least it fits, but the screw holes don't line up, so I can't screw this in. What a pain in the butt! Anyways, speaking of the butt. Anyways, let's go put this back together. But anywho, I have to tighten these hinges too. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, I just wanted to, you know, thank my loyal viewers for being there and, you know, really helping me through this financial crisis. You know, it's been a bit of a tough road. It really has. This year has been wonderful for me because of, you know, am in a relationship after, you know, 25 years of loneliness. You know, like, you know, as the Bee Gees said, what would I do without my woman? But anyways, in all seriousness, this has been a rough year for me financially, and I'm hoping, you know, because it's already August, and for me, August always symbolized the end of summer because, as you know, growing up in Florida, you know, for the most part, you know, growing up in Florida, I always, you know, we started school in August down there, and it was always, you know, a bummer to, well, at least for some of us, having to go back to school and worry about passing the FCAT and all that BS. And so it was, and the year will be over before we know it, let's just face it. But basically, that's, you know, this year's been rough for me financially. I'm hoping that, you know, pretty soon I'll be able to achieve my objective of having, you know, having a job I can do remotely, being able to work from beautiful Portugal, and not having to worry about, hopefully not having to worry about going through a freaking financial crisis ever again. Anyways, I think I've spoken long enough. So now that I've talked about my personal life, let's go ahead and see if my laptop will actually power up. I doubt it will, because, you know, on this channel, everything freaking goes wrong. But, you know what? Before we do, I probably should have tested the laptop, done a test boot prior to this, but you know what? Screw it! Just turn the light out here. There's me in the camera, or in the viewfinder, in the reflection of the screen. Here we go. Laptop is powering up. And oh my god, it worked! I can't believe it. Yeah, I know there's no media direct partition on here. No way, it worked, bro! It worked! No problems. Look at that. And I was expecting a freaking CPU error message like I always freaking get when I upgrade these Dells. Oh man, that is awesome. No CPU error. Core 2 Duo, 2 GHz, 2 GB of RAM, 256 gig SSD. Aw yeah. Now we're not messing around. Alright, yeah, the CMOS battery is completely shot, but the good thing is now I know it's a socketed CMOS battery, which would be easy to replace. Go ahead and set the date. I really don't care what time it is. I think it's like, what, 9 o'clock? We'll just say 9 p.m. I don't even care. I don't even care. Alright. Alright, folks. We have successfully installed our new hardware and fixed the screen hinges. Hooray! Now it's time to install the operating system. But first, we need to install Dell Media Direct. So, I have Dell Media Direct 3.3, which is the version of Media Direct that would have come with this laptop, and apparently, oh, and look at that, I left my, oh, wait a minute. Oh, hey, look at that, I scored a free copy of Office Small Business 2007, and a legitimate disc, too, look at that. Not that I need it, because I have an enterprise copy of Office 2007, but hey, I scored a free copy of something. Look at that, my friends. Alright, so yes, I know we have no operating system. We're going to reboot, and we're going to boot off of the Dell Media Direct DVD, because this is needed, because we're going to be installing Windows. And for those who have never witnessed a Dell Media Direct installation, well, here you go. Let's hope this optical drive actually freaking works and can read dual-layer DVDs. Unfortunately, it looks like so far it is unable to read the disc because it cannot read dual-layer DVDs. Talk about piss. But thankfully, I have... Actually, no, I forgot. I do not have, because guess what? My old optical drive, my verbatim optical drive, which could read dual layer disks, does not work, is no longer with us, because guess what happened to it? Yep, it no longer functions. What a bunch of crap. Alright, well let me go find an optical drive that I can probably use, and hopefully it can read dual layer disks. I'm going to attempt to do this in one continuous recording, but I doubt I will be able to. This is the problem, is I do not have any single layer DVDs, that's the problem. I literally have I do not have any single layer drives available, or single layer blank DVDs, so I may just have to go get a blank single layer DVD. I would have thought this could read dual layer, but it cannot. I'm looking at yep, it cannot read dual layer. And you'd think a computer from '07 would be able to read dual layer DVDs, but no, of course not. What a pain in the butt. Well, here's the problem. Normally I would install Windows, but here's the problem. In order to do that, you have to have a little thing called Dell Media Direct before you can install Windows. Yep. Because guess what? If you install Media Direct before you install, or you install Windows before you install Media Direct, guess what? You will be unable to install Media Direct correctly after the installation. So guess what that means? That means I gotta go buy dual layer or single layer DVDs. And basically the video can proceed no further tonight. But hey, let's be thankful for something. The hardware upgrades worked, thankfully. So at least there's that. Anyways, I'm gonna pause the video here. And when I come back, we will hopefully have single layer DVDs to use. Piss in the buckets. Okay, so it's a few days later, and I have the Dell Inspiron 640M back out and ready to rock and roll for more. So I went ahead and burnt, since I still don't have an external optical drive. Well, I used to have for those who don't know, I used to have an external optical drive that was capable of reading dual layer DVDs. Unfortunately, it broke on me. So until I can scrape up the money to buy a new one, because yes, I'm that poor, gonna have to I had to literally buy a pack of single layer DVDs because I didn't have any single layer DVDs. Yes, it's that pathetic. But anyways, hopefully now, without further interruption, we should be able to install Dell Media Direct 3.3 on this Inspiron 640M. So we're going to go ahead and pop open the CD drive or DVD drive here and insert our Dell Media Direct 3.3 DVD. And basically this will be, for the operating system I decided to install on here is Windows 7, because I did some research, because, you know, you can't go wrong with Windows 7, and Windows 7 is somewhat still alive today. Firefox actually announced that they're going to continue to support Windows 7 on their extended support release until September of next year at the time of this recording. So yeah, so Windows 7 is not completely dead yet, so don't go thinking it is, because it's not. Anyways, so, alright, are you going to boot this time? There we go. Okay. Yep, it was just because it couldn't read a dual layer disk. Okay, well, never mind then. Alright, so yeah, I went ahead and downloaded this from archive.org. Basically, for those who don't know, the Dell Inspiron 640M uses Media Direct version 3.3. Okay, so we have three options here, or three options. We can allocate all available space to the C partition, or specify the size of the C partition, but we are going to do the following. Options 1 and 2 will allocate utility and Media Direct 3 partitions, so we're going to go ahead and choose number 1 here. It's going to say it will destroy the hard drive, which we're going to say yes, because this is a brand new SSD. There is literally nothing on this SSD whatsoever. So there we go. So now it says to insert the OS reinstallation DVD. So we're going to go ahead and strike a key when ready. So we're going to go ahead and eject the MediaDirect 3.3 disc and insert the reinstallation CD. And this may not actually work correctly because this is not an original. This is not a Dell OEM disc. But let's see if it can restart the computer. Oh yeah, it's okay. It issues a standard reboot command. Okay, no worries. We are now going to boot off of the Windows installation disk, and I just realized that I believe this is a dual layer. It is. I completely forgot that this was a dual layer disk. And this drive is incapable of reading dual layer disks. So guess what we have to do? I have to go find another Windows 7 disk that's single layer. Actually, no, this is not dual layer, so why can't it read it? I literally just checked the drive, just checked it. It can't read it, and yet, you serious, dude? Are you serious? It can't read. Does it have something against Memorex DVDs that it just can't read Memorex DVDs? I mean, with this one, I could use my external drive. Oh, there it goes. Okay. It was doing the same thing. I thought for sure it was going to time out and just say, nope, can't read the disk. Sorry, buddy. But nope, it didn't. You better not. If it did, I literally would have thrown this computer in Fletcher Lake out the window. But yeah. Anyways. Alright, so we're now booting into the very familiar Windows 7 installation process. So I guess we'll go ahead and pause the video here, and I'll come back when we're in the setup. This is a familiar sight to anybody who did this. But anyways, now we are going to have to change the keyboard. It's not a Vietnamese keyboard. It is a Romanian keyboard, I believe. Forgot how slow the scrolling was. Okay, I believe, not Russian. I believe it is Romanian, but let's see. I actually don't know the layout of this keyboard. Gonna have to look it up. Hold on, let me look it up. Dang, I actually thought this was gonna be a Romanian keyboard layout. Well, guess what, guys? I'll just set it to English US for now, but if anybody can tell me what kind of keyboard layout this is, it's some sort of European keyboard. But if anybody can tell me what keyboard layout that is, if you can make that out in the viewfinder, let me know in the comments below. So for now, I'll just put English United States, but yeah, no, I don't want, no, not Russian. So for now, I'll just put US, but yeah, this is definitely not a US keyboard. So, but I mean, it works. It can work as a US keyboard, but it's not a US keyboard. So I got to figure out what kind of keyboard we got here. You can add it later in Windows, obviously, but you can add it. Obviously, you can add additional keyboards and change the default keyboard later in Windows. We're going to be installing the Professional Edition of Windows 7. So this being a universal disk, we can choose different editions to install. We are going to go with Windows 7 Professional. Service Pack 1. Yes, I accept the EULA. Now here's where you got to be careful, because this is obviously on the partition screen. You can see that MediaDirect created a third partition, but the partition we want to use is number 2 because number 1 is the OEM partition, and number 3, obviously, is the MediaDirect partition. And if you wipe any of these partitions, it will not work correct. MediaDirect will not work correctly. So, we're going to go ahead and choose partition number 2. We're going to let Windows install here, and when Windows is done installing, I will then show you the next step, because many people actually think that it's as simple as just installing MediaDirect and then installing the OS, right? It's a little bit more complicated than that. There is an additional step you have to do after the OS has been installed. And one thing I will say is the reason I decided to go with Windows 7 is because MediaDirect only officially supported Windows XP and Windows Vista. However, it works on up to Windows 8.1, believe it or not. So the maximum OS you could install on a computer with Dell MediaDirect, at least with version 3.3, is Windows 8.1. But because Windows 8 does not have Media Center, and I kind of wanted Media Center, I decided to pick Windows 7 for this. And we're going to go with none other than the Professional Edition. So, I'm going to go ahead and let this run. And when I come back, we'll go with the next steps. I don't know about you, but that was a pretty quick Windows 7 install. Anyways, my name here. This touchpad is very sensitive. I am definitely disabling tap to click. Call this Inspiron 640M-PC. Oh, yeah, you know what? I forgot. This computer does not, the keyboard is not US. I'm used to typing a hyphen, and I cannot type a hyphen because the computer name cannot be used. Yeah, because this is not the hyphen key. So I believe it's function, whatever this key is. Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah, because this is not a US keyboard. Yeah. Let's not forget, folks, when you're not using a US keyboard, when you're used to a US keyboard, it makes it a little bit more difficult to input data. Anyways, product key time. Be right back. Alright, product key is in. Ask me later. We are in Eastern Time. The time is not... Actually, it's an hour ahead. Set that back. Oh, yep. It's asking what kind of network I got. So we definitely have the Wi-Fi. Definitely have the wireless driver. That's a good thing. Oh yeah, you know what I have to do? I have to turn the camera away. I gotta turn the camera off because I forgot. Windows 7 doesn't censor the secure passphrase. Hold on. Okie doke. So now we are at the desktop. Now you may think you're out of the woods. Yeah. Let's just put this as a home network. Don't care about that. While we're waiting for this, though, let's talk about what the next steps are, because here's the thing with Dell MediaDirect laptops. Yes, we installed MediaDirect. No, I do not want to do a home group. Get out of here. Okay. We installed MediaDirect, but guess what? We're still not done. Because after you install Windows, the problem is Windows makes changes to the master boot record during the installation process. So the way you fix that is, because as for those who don't know, Dell MediaDirect was also an application that you had to run on the PC, or that you could, you could run on the PC separately. So, here's what you have to do. Ready, kids? You have to put the MediaDirect CD back in. Seriously having trouble reading the disc again. Oh my lord. Oh my piss. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. So, geez, this touchpad is overly sensitive. I swear, this is literally the most sensitive touchpad I've ever used. I seriously might just get an external mouse for this, but anyways. Okay. So, here's the problem. We're going to do Windows MediaDirect 3. We're going to go into this... No, stop. Oh my gosh. This touchpad is so sensitive. Like, I cannot click anything. Or it's clicking on... No, stop. Oh my gosh. It's clicking on everything. Cannot move item here. Yeah, no, I know that, but my golly, stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to get an external mouse. This touchpad is way too sensitive. Hang on a second. We gotta disable tap to click. This touchpad is way too sensitive. It's literally not allowing me to operate this computer. Alright, let's see, where's the mouse? Here we go. Yeah, get rid of this. Oh, you know what? I don't think Windows 7... Yeah, I forgot you need special software. I'm so used to Windows 10 and 11. Okay, you know what? Let me just go grab an external mouse because this touchpad is way too sensitive. I cannot operate this computer using this touchpad. So let me get an external mouse. Thank God for external retractable mice. Plugging in an external mouse. Alright, get a book to put this on. Okay. Alright. Now can we get on with this? Okay, so we're going to go to the setup here because the problem is the setup will not run correctly under Windows 7, at least to my knowledge. So we need to change the compatibility to Windows Vista Service Pack 2. Dos, as they say in Portuguese. We are going to run as administrator. Come on. Alright, we're going to choose English. Okay, Dell Media Direct. Yes, I accept the EULA. Alright. So now what this will do is this will install Media Direct on the computer. So what this does, in essence, is this fixes the issue where, because here's what would happen if I attempted to start Media Direct off the partition. It would cause a problem where Media Direct would corrupt the hard drive, in essence. And that's not what you want to do. There we go, Media Direct is finished. Yay. But I don't believe we're out of the woods yet. We need to go to the utilities here, because that installs Media Direct on the hard drive. Actually, you know what? What if we just auto-run this? Let's just see what happens. I'm just curious. If we install or run, what happens? Probably going to tell me it's not compatible with this version of Windows, but let's just see. Oh. Please press Enter to start the installation. Well, it's return on this computer, but whatever. Okay. Well, okay, I guess it does run on Windows. I was under the impression that it doesn't, but you know what? We already installed it, so... Oh. I really hope this doesn't screw up. And it probably will. And here's why I say that. I just installed Media Direct. I hope this is smart enough to know that Media Direct's already installed. I really hope it doesn't try to overwrite itself and just frick up the whole thing. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm just curious. Because I installed it manually, which and I guess because I wanted to apply the compatibility layer for Vista, because I do know that Media Direct, at least certain versions, have compatibility issues on anything higher than Vista. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe you don't have to do that. Okay, well, shoot. Okay. Copy files. Okay. Oh, what's it doing? Oh, it's just unzip. Okay. For a second, I thought that was an error. I'm like, you piece of garbage. I was like, I'm probably going to now have to go to Add or Remove Programs and remove Media Center, and then do this all over again, right? No, okay, there we go. It's just WinZip self-extraction. Okay. Alright, so basically what this is doing, so to speak, is this is doing a silent install of Media Direct. Okay, so scratch the installation of Dell Media Direct manually. I mean, I don't think that was necessary. That's just how I did it in the past, to be honest, on anything higher than Windows Vista. And it worked, but okay, well, installation complete. Press Enter and then remove the Media Direct CD before you can continue. You may now enjoy Media Direct, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Cool, cool. Alright, well, it apparently succeeded. So let's see what happens. How much do you want to bet? Well, before I even bother activating Windows, before I even bother, let's just make sure that this isn't gonna frick up the entire system. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut down, we're gonna boot into Media Direct, and let's hope we don't get NT Loader is missing. Ready, kids? Pressing the Media Direct button. Here we go. Let's see if it frickin' works, and I swear to God, if this corrupts my hard drive, I'm gonna kill somebody. Alright, so let's see what happens. We got Dell Media Direct logo, it's got the Windows XP progress bar. Let's freaking see what the hell happens. Because remember, if you don't do that final step, then what will happen is Media Direct will corrupt your hard drive. So you have to make sure you run the installation program, the Media Direct installation program, in Windows once you've installed Windows, because otherwise it will frack up your entire Media Direct, or it'll corrupt your hard drive, and you'll get an NT Loader or boot manager. It'll actually say NT Loader is missing because Dell Media Direct is based off of Windows XP embedded. But there you go. There's Dell Media Direct for you. Hallelujah. We actually have an update option here too. I doubt that'll work, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and exit, shut down, and now we just need to make sure we can still boot into Windows normally. So here we go. We're going to shut down. It's got the Windows XP logo. Yeah, I forgot to mention that too. Anyways, we're now going to boot up normally and make sure we can boot into Windows 7, which it looks like we can. So I think we're good. All right. I'll have to admit, I have not reinstalled Dell Media Direct in a very long time, so it is very, very relieving to see that I did it correctly and was able to properly reinstall Dell Media Direct on this laptop. Yay. All right. So, now comes the fun part. The channel updates. Yep, because guess what? I already said that to save money, I'm going to start doing gaming videos. So here's the upcoming dates. Please mark your calendars before I sign off here. On September 9th, I will be playing Thrillville on the PlayStation 2. I know I did this on the original Xbox a few years ago, but the emulation, as you know, has problems. So I ended up, doing an any % run. But I'm looking to do another any % run of Thrillville on the PlayStation 2, which was the console I originally owned the game on. So that will be September 9th. Then on Halloween, guess who has an Atari Jaguar again? Yep. And yep, I'm now starting an annual tradition of Alien vs. Predator to, just for fun. Of course, you can donate if you want, but again, it's solely for fun. So Halloween this year, or I think it might actually be a few days before Halloween because I have to work. I believe Halloween's on a weekday, so I have to work. Yes, Halloween's on a Tuesday. So Saturday, October 28th, I will be doing Alien vs. Predator on the Atari Jaguar. So mark your calendars, kids. Anyways, I think that's a good place to end off this video because we successfully got the Dell configured and my dad's calling, so I have to sign off. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Help out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more. See you guys next time. Bye!